Welcome to Rouse Rising. I'm Katie, and on this channel I share with you how I take care of my large family. I am a mom to 5 kids, and that means I come with my own cheering section. As you could hear earlier, Bodhi was super excited about this gigantic watermelon that I'm cutting up as part of our breakfast this morning, and it's so cool to have so many kids because they get excited and sometimes they cheer for me. Not always, but on this day, I will take it. Have you ever seen a watermelon cut up like this? So Aaron often Googles how to do certain kitchen tasks, and one year he Googled how to cut a watermelon. And when he did that, this was the method that they showed him. I had never cut a watermelon like this up until a couple of years ago when Aaron showed me. It just, for whatever reason, in my mind, the rind was a handle, so we just used the rind as a handle. So we got it all cut up, flip it over into a bowl, and I only spilled a little bit, but this makes it super easy just to grab out the sticks and chomp on them. All right, tonight we're gonna mix some elk. We got some homemade canned potatoes going in the pot together. We're also gonna do maybe some, haven't decided yet, green beans and some corn. That's gonna be dinner tonight. Easy peasy. This is what we call fast food because we just open the cans and dump the cans. Good stuff. Quick and easy dinners are life, especially when you are busy, so it's nice to have those ingredients on the shelf to make quick dinners. All right, next we're going to be making some overnight oats for the kiddos. So I'm starting out with 2 cups of oats in a quart jar. This is going to feed them all for breakfast. And then I'm going to go in with 2 cups of milk. I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup to this mixture. And then we're going to add in all the good stuff, a little bit of yogurt. Let's see, we're probably going to do about 1/2 cup of yogurt. At this point, I'm just adding as much as I can of all these ingredients so that I fill up my jar. And you just want to make sure that you have your base of 2 cups of milk, 2 oats, and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and then everything else is an added bonus. We add the yogurt to help break down those oats, make them a little bit easier to digest and add some protein. Then I'm going in with about around 4 teaspoons of chia seeds. You can do more or less of that. It will make it like a thicker pudding type consistency. I'm going in with about a 1/4 cup of shredded coconut. You can either add that or not add it. You can really add whatever you want to your overnight oats. If you watch this video the whole way through, you're going to see many of my oatmeal recipes. I use a lot of the same ingredients. I'm going in with about 1/2 cup of dried blueberries. I'm going to throw in a little bit more because they all sunk to the bottom. So I'm just going to throw these on top, and hopefully they stay like in the top middle. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to mix it up and serve it to the kids, and everybody's going to get plenty of everything. All right, next up, I'm going to be starting some dinner prep, and for dinner we are going to have sheet pan dinner. Because I have a larger family, there's 7 of us, I'm going to be making this meal on 2 very large sheet pans. If you had a family of 4, you could make all of this on 1 sheet pan and save yourself some labor with cleanup and all that kind of stuff. But we're just going to go ahead and do multiple sheet pans of roasted vegetables. So my oven is preheated to 375 degrees, and I'm gonna chop up all these roasted vegetables to about bite size, maybe 2 bite size pieces, and throw those into my bowl. Into that, I'm going to add some olive oil. We're also going to add some seasonings. So we're going to do some real salt, Redmond's real salt. Get the best deal linked down below in this video's description. We're also going to do some pepper. And the last thing we're going to go in here with is some paprika. Very simple. Simple. So you can add some garlic salt, or you can add some onion powder or garlic powder, whatever you want to your vegetables. You can also do some herbs if you like, but we're just keeping it simple with the paprika, pepper, and salt on this evening. So I'm going to go through and show you all the vegetables that I'm making, and we're going to throw them on a parchment paper lined baking sheet. You can do this or not, but parchment paper has been a time saver in my life. It makes cleanup so easy. I'm not having to scrub my sheet pans and all of that. So we're also going to be adding to this some sweet potatoes. So I'm going to do the same thing with these. I'm just going to dice them up, or rather cube them as best as you can, or have them, piece them, bite-sized pieces. Remember that. Make it easy on yourself and they will cook a lot quicker. And you want everything to be relatively the same size. Going in with some olive oil, some salt, and paprika on these as well. Call it what you will, I get on a kick or I get in a rut with the types of foods that I make. And this season, I just happened to be in a Brussels sprouts kick. So we're gonna cook up some Brussels sprouts and some carrots. The baby carrots are super easy to roast up. So are the Brussels sprouts. Just wash them and cut them in half. Add your seasonings to them. I'm adding the same thing to these vegetables as I did everything else. The paprika, salt, pepper, olive oil. And I also put an onion in with the carrots and the Brussels sprouts. And the onion, when it's roasted, turns caramelized. It gets pretty sweet. It's very tasty. Definitely highly recommend roasting all your vegetables when it's not blazing hot outside and if you have air conditioning in the middle of summer. So as you can see in this video, I'm wearing a hoodie sweatshirt. So this was back at the end of June when we had a cold snap. It was quite chilly, so we even had, I think, one evening where it snowed a little bit in June, but that's just how it is here in the high desert. We take it as it comes, and so I am bundled up, but it's gonna warm up later on in this video. Don't you worry about that. This is chicken tenders that I got from Costco. So we added some lemon juice, some olive oil, some paprika. We also did some salt, some pepper, and that is a really simple marinade or way that you can season your chicken tenders. And we're throwing these on a sheet pancake. And the beauty about these is at 375 degrees, these will cook perfectly in 20 minutes. There you go. That's the secret. Beautiful, fully cooked, juicy chicken tenders. I'm not gonna lie, I made these again the following week and I meant to put them in for 2 extra minutes. Well, let's just say we got real lucky we had dinner that night, because 5 minutes later, I opened up the oven and they were dry, but still edible. So, you know, just watch your time on these. Anywhere from 20 to about 22 minutes is going to be perfect timing. You don't want to do much more than that and make dry chicken, because nobody likes a dry chicken. All right, so this is the chicken all done up. Brussels sprouts, onions, and carrots, and potatoes. Dinner in 30 minutes. That was a crowd pleaser because everybody ate all the vegetables and they loved their chicken. So now we're going to hop into the next morning's breakfast, and we are going to be fresh milling some, I think these are I should have used soft white wheat berries, and now I'm starting to wonder if I actually used soft white wheat berries or if I used something else. But when you make cakes and pancakes and all those delicious cookies and those types of breaded products or bread products or cake products, you want to use the soft white wheat for those. So I am starting out with 4 cups of flour. Then I'm putting in 6 teaspoons of baking powder. And then we're going to throw all the rest of our ingredients in. So we're going to do dry ingredients in one bowl, wet ingredients in the other bowl, and then we are going to mix them together. We're doing 2 teaspoons of salt here. And if you want the full sheet pancake recipe, 4 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'll keep going over it here with you, but if you need to find it on my channel, it's in my shorts videos. So you can go there and you can use that recipe. It's a base recipe for a whole sheet pancake, and you can adjust it to suit your needs. I'm doing 4 eggs in this, and we're gonna add some milk, probably about 2 cups of milk, but I'm also gonna do about 1 to 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm terrible about measuring vanilla. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here with about 1 to 2 cups of milk. And this is probably 1/4 to 1/2 cup of melted either coconut oil or butter. You can use either or, just make sure you put a fat in there. Also, one thing I often forget is salt. Don't forget to salt your food. Even baked goods need salt, but I did remember in this recipe. So we are going to combine the wet and dry ingredients, get them mixed up. I'm also going to be adding a cup of chocolate chips in here for the kiddos to make this a treat for breakfast. And then we pour this on a parchment paper lined sheet pancake, and we pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and that makes a perfect sheet pancake that you can then slice up and serve to your hungry family. We are going to be serving this with the other half of that watermelon that I cut up the day before. So we are going to have that as part of our breakfast. It also dawned on me that I had a little bit of the overnight oatmeal left over from the day or two before's breakfast. So I am going to go ahead and just add in the overnight oats. Usually I add in about a half a cup or a full cup of oats to this sheet pancake recipe. You can see them back there on the counter, but I ended up not adding those because I added the overnight oats from a couple nights ago. So you can do that. You can improvise. Things are still going to turn out great. Now, I always say my food's going to taste different than your food because we both put a different kind of love in it. Okay, I'm going to stir it a certain amount of times. You're going to stir yours a certain amount of times. It's either going to have lots of air or no air. And the way that we do it is different. My eyeball for sugar is different than your eyeball for sugar. My spoonful of chia seeds is going to be different than your spoonful of chia seeds, probably because I use the palm of my hand to measure everything. But cook with your intuition, and if you need a full-blown recipe, I do my best to share those with you here. But also know that eventually, over time of learning how to cook, you are going to be preparing delicious meals if you don't do that already. But you're going to get the gist of everything, and you're going to know about what every recipe needs, and you'll be able to eyeball it and get it made that way. But if you are a strict recipe person, check out my shorts on YouTube, and you can get the full correct sheet pancake recipe there. Now I'm just going to fill up these squirt bottles I got, and these are syrup bottles. These are designed to put syrups for coffees and those sort of things into these bottles. I have homemade elderberry syrup that was failed elderberry jelly, so I have just continued to use it as is as a syrup to flavor our homemade bubbly water. And the yellow one is elderflower cordial I made last year. I think I'm going to get the kids a watermelon every single week, and we'll get the biggest ones that we can find at the store so that we can eat on them a few days in a row. So here I am cutting up another watermelon in this fancy pants way, and then we are going to dive into these sheet pancakes and get them all served up on the kids' plates. And we are serving these with elderberry syrup that you see back there in the syrup dispenser. Now I do want to say, I didn't say a minute ago when I was going over those syrup bottles, we use those in our homemade seltzer water drinks. We finally got a soda stream. Everybody celebrate with us. My husband was buying lots of bubblies, and he's been buying those for years, ever since he quit drinking beer. And you know, it's been a road, you all. So he was drinking lots of canned bubbly, and then we switched to the soda stream. Torsten's is over there, but he's working on something. Is it good, Bodie? Yeah. All right, so this is our lineup for oatmeal for the kids. We've got oatmeal, we've got raisins, we're gonna put some chia seeds in there, some whole hemp seeds. I'm gonna slice up banana. We've got some coconut. We've got some coconut oil to add some extra fat in there. And then we have our Redmond's real salt, which we add to everything because we need our minerals. So this is loaded oatmeal. Sometimes I make extra and then I make oatmeal pie, but today I'm just gonna make how much they're gonna eat, and that's gonna be that. Got 1 cup of oats in there already. I'm gonna add the 2nd cup, and we're gonna add all the other ingredients as well right now. Doing about half a cup of raisins in here, and this is, I put them in early to get them to soften up so that they're not so firm. Some cinnamon. These are organic rolled oats that I get from Azure Standard. 4 cups of water, 2 cups of oats, about half a cup of raisins, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Don't forget your teaspoon of Redmond's real salt. We're also going to do 4 teaspoons of chia seeds, about a 1/4 cup of whole hemp seeds. I did about a 1/4 cup or half a cup of coconut, shredded coconut. Let's see, what else did we put in there? Whole hemp seeds, chia seeds, shredded coconut, raisins, all the good stuff. Load up your oatmeal. We also did about 2 tablespoons or so of coconut oil in there. That's what was on the wooden spoon. So I try to add extra fat. If you don't do coconut oil, do butter or whatever you have that you can add to your oatmeal to give it some extra fat for your kids' brains. They need lots of fat when they are growing, so I try to put extra fat in everything that I make them. I know they're not plump children, but they do get lots of good, healthy, fatty foods every single day. So some chopped banana to go in there as well. And all of this is just going to cook down for a few minutes, and the banana gets kind of emulsified, even though that's not the correct word. It kind of breaks down a little bit in there and it's not so chunky, because my kids don't really like banana in their oatmeal, but they like it cooked into their oatmeal, if that makes any sense. So this is what it looks like after I've served everybody up. I've already dished up the kids, but this is what's left. So I'm going to put this in a separate bowl and clean out this pot. But you can see all the yummy stuff in it. They really like it. I also added a splash of maple syrup in there just to sweeten it up a bit. It's yummy stuff. Some of the kids put heavy whipping cream on theirs.
I put heavy whipping cream on mine.
Another day, another dinner, and tonight we are going to make some Mississippi pot roast with these elk steaks. And it is going to be delicious. So we're going to get this going in this Instant Pot. I have it on the stew beef feature, and that's to heat it up to get it sizzling, to get it started. And then I turn it down to slow cook on medium heat, and I do that for 4 hours. If you've been around, you know I'm a stickler for homemade bone broth, meat stock, all that kind of stuff. But about 2 years ago, I bought these beef bone broth packets for Aaron to take to work with him, because all you have to do is add boiling water. And I thought that that would be something that he could just have on the fly, but he never drank them or used them. So we use them now in our Mississippi pot roast as the au jus seasoning packet. So you also throw in here some ranch dressing mix, as well as some of these pepperoncini peppers. These are actually a little bit different. I think these are sliced banana peppers that we got for Riker, but that's all I had. I did not show, but I had to add butter to that. While that cooks, I made myself some brunch, and this is the standard rice with bok choy and eggs scrambled up together with a little bit of chili flakes. Just got home from running all the errands, and I came over here. I added just a splash of salt, and then there was like a whole bunch of steaks in here like this. You see this big piece? They were full pieces of steak. This is just a big one I want to show you, but it just comes right apart. Falls apart. So all those steaks, I just stirred it basically. Stirred it, and then all those bits of steaks just fell apart. So I slow cooked it on medium for about 3 hours, and then I turned it on low for about 3 hours because I was in town. I didn't want it to cook too fast, and that's what worked for these elk steaks. So now I'm going to serve them up on hoagies with some tomatoes, some lettuce. I might toast the hoagies first, but we'll do that for dinner time. It's not quite dinner time yet. We have about another hour, so at least this part's done. Hi friends, I have this grocery haul for you, so I'm just gonna show you everything I got and tell you the total at the end of this video. We've been doing weekly grocery hauls in addition to like a big Costco haul for the last month or two. Mostly because it's spring, summer. It's summer now, even though it feels like spring outside. First, you know, I wore a tank top, but it has been very cool. And today it's finally warming up enough to where you can wear things like tank tops. So I'm gonna share with you guys this grocery haul. Yeah, that's it for right now. We're just gonna go over what I got. Okay, first thing we have is down here, we've got 4 huge bunches of bananas. The kids have been eating bananas like crazy. And so I'm just trying to keep them in stock. I know that Aaron had picked up some bananas the other day. I did not share that with you, but he got bananas, basically just bananas. He bought 3 bunches of bananas, And I was like, oh, those will last us like maybe this week. They lasted us 2 days. So we had to get more bananas. Everybody seems to be loving them right now. But we go through spurts where sometimes the kids will not eat bananas, and I make lots of banana breads and pancakes and all that kind of stuff. And then there's times, I guess it's a summertime thing, where they will eat 2 or 3 bananas a day each if they can get away with it. So I got 2 of these bags of Gallup apples. These were like $5.50. So we got 2, and we've been going through about 2 bags a week. We'd probably go through more, but when they're gone, and we'll just wait till next week, right? All right, we are having Mississippi pot roast tonight. So here is the lettuce and tomatoes for that. The tomatoes were on the sale shelf thing, so they had a bunch of them, but I just got 1 pack. I probably should have gotten more. We also got celery. It's not summer unless you're eating ants on a log. And a bunch of cucumbers. We like to make cucumber pickles, so I got 5 of those and 4 avocados. I also got 3 zucchini because they didn't have any good bok choy there today, so I got zucchini to mix up for breakfasts. And I just kind of like to do a green side with my breakfast every morning. I've been doing bok choy, but we're gonna do zucchini now. Zucchini. Right here we've got 6 pounds of Cutie California Mandarin Easy Peels. Kids eat those like crazy. And then I restocked Aaron and the kids on pork rinds. They are the ones who eat these. I don't really eat them that much. I might eat like 1 pork rind every week. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan just because they're so dry. But I got 4 bags of pork rinds, 1 bag of gluten-free tortilla chips. These tortilla chips are really good. They're Juanitas. They're delicious. So we also got 12 hoagie buns. I just didn't get to making bread very much this week. And yes, I probably could have made hoagie buns myself, but I didn't. Bought them at the store. And that's what we're having for dinner tonight. I say we, but I mean the kids are having hoagie buns with Mississippi pot roast. I'm having Mississippi pot roast on rice. 2 bags of hot dog buns here. We've got a melon. How many? 5 dozen eggs because the kids are going to Bible school next week, and they are going to, robotics camp. Some of the kids are going to robotics camp. Some of the other kids are going to a vacation Bible school. So we got these eggs because we're leaving the house at 7 in the morning, and we're going to have a bunch of boiled eggs in the morning for breakfast. So we have number 2 cone filters because Aaron uses those in the pour over, and Pete's coffee. This might be an Oregon thing. Pete's coffee. Oh, y'all see my mess back there. Oof, I haven't been home to clean. We cleaned up the house before I left, but this is like today's cups and water bottles. Anyways, and my amazing nugget ice maker back there. Pete's coffee. It might be a Oregon thing, but we love Pete's coffee here. So we get the French roast. Aaron likes it really dark. And we got a ketchup. So, price, total. The total for all of this was $130. Let me see. Oh, this is the right one. $130.65 for a week's worth of groceries. Of course, we have frozen lunch meat, elk meat, deer meat, beef, all in the freezer. I think I also have a whole chicken or 2. And then I have a whole bunch of flour and wheat berries to bake bread when we need to. So got those hot dog buns. And if you live like we do and you have 1 month where it's really, really hot, I take my bread machine out into the garage so it doesn't heat the house up. I just need to get on the ball and get back in a routine and start baking bread. I bake a loaf of bread for their sandwiches, for their toast, for their French toast. But I need to get more in the routine of baking the rolls and the different buns and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to try to get all these groceries put away, and I'm going to start on the rest of the dinner prep. Voila, there we go, bananas and oranges for the week. Then we are going to tap into all of this produce that I had in my fridge, and we are going to cut up these cucumbers that we picked up from Costco a while back. And yes, I bought more cucumbers at the store because cucumbers are life. We make them cucumber pickles. You guys have heard me say that. We do apple cider vinegar splashed on our cucumbers, and we call them cucumber pickles. So we're going to dice these up because dinner is pretty heavy with the Mississippi pot roast, and it's hot outside. The summer has showed up finally, closer to July, and we are going to have some raw veggies with our heavy sandwiches, our hot and heavy sandwiches, and that is going to be really refreshing to go along with our dinner tonight. The kids love raw peppers, they love baby carrots, they love cucumbers, so this is going to be a hit dinner. I've got the oven set to broil, so I'm going to butter up these hoagie rolls for the kiddos, and we are going to get these broiling in the oven or toasted up. It just takes a minute. You have to stand right by your oven with your oven door cracked open. Do not walk away. Do not walk away. This is why you do not walk away, because if you do, you'll burn them. And I did that on the following day, but I didn't do it this night. They turned out beautiful. We put some mayonnaise on the buns as well. They've got butter slathered all over them, lots of mayonnaise, lots of cheese, lots of fat for these kids. The Mississippi pot roast has butter in it, so we're just piling it on for their arteries. They burn it off anyways. So we're also going to do some lettuce and tomato on top of these. And man, I wanted one so bad. I really wanted one. But you all know this mama has celiacs, and if I were to eat one of these, they would really hurt me very badly. So I'm just going to have mine rolled up. My meat is going to be rolled up in some lettuce with some tomato, and it was delicious. And then we move on to the next day's breakfast. We are out of bok choy, so we're going to do these green zucchinis with some rice. And the zucchinis were already cooked with a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of red chili flakes, and some salt. The eggs have salt in them, and this is what it looks like. This is my standard daily brunch. Okay, I have these 2 mason jars with cookie mix that we made back before Christmas. We made these. This one I think is a walnut or some kind of nut and cranberry maybe cookie. So I was gonna mix the two, but this one is more like M&M cookies or something like that. So decided I'm not gonna mix them. I'll make 2 separate batches of cookies. So I will link down below the cookie in a jar instant recipe so that if you wanna batch your ingredients together so that you can make cookies on a whim and have everything in there, that you can do that. But I will show you these baked and what the ingredients actually are. So these are all for the kids because they are gluten treats. So for the kiddos. Oh, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of butter and 1 egg and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Tragedy. They're over on the counter. Yep. All right, we're making some homemade granola, and in this sauce pot we have a cup of almond butter, a cup of coconut oil, a cup of honey, and 1.5 teaspoons or 2, closer to 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm gonna give this a mix up, and I'm gonna put all my dry ingredients in here. I do have a granola recipe linked down below in my video's description, so I'm not gonna include the whole process here today, but I'll show you kind of halfway through, once I have all the dry ingredients, and then I'll show you the final product mixed up so that you guys can see one of our easy breezy summer breakfasts. You just bake it once a week or once a month, and then you have granola for the whole time. It's pretty awesome. All right, we're gonna be adding some Redmond's real salt in there. We've got our mixture mixed up. We've got chia seeds, coconut, whole hemp seeds. We've got some flax meal. We have some sunflower seeds, and all of this. Oh, I forgot. We also have some oats mixed in here. They're in the very bottom. So we're just gonna get all this mixed up.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may.
I attempted to get as much done on this day as I could, so I baked a loaf of bread, I got the cookies sorted, I also made all of this beautiful granola, and I didn't share with you, but we definitely made up about 36 boiled eggs, and all of this is going to carry us through our busy week at robotics camp and our busy week at Vacation Bible School. So we got a lot done on this day, and I'm going to finish up with another night we made roasted vegetables again, but I'm just going to share with you up close and personal what that looks like. Thank you all so much for joining me today in this video. I know that I've been kind of absent for a while, and I appreciate you all being here for me and hanging out and being patient with me while I took some time off yet again from YouTube. It definitely was needed for my family. Right now I'm trying to make my family my priority. They need me now more than ever. So that is where my focus has been. I'm sure you all can understand that there are seasons in life when our families need us more, and there are seasons of life when we have time and energy for other endeavors such as YouTube here. So look at these beautiful roasted vegetables. I hope you give this a try. They are amazing. My new favorite side dish. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Burn all bridges.